for very dubious man, that rat, to tell Sowore that he is a man that he won't. What? I think that's a lack of sense. This is how rats behave. Someone who has stood for you, still standing, simply because it ensured that you do not weaponize the instrumentality of power by oppressing a fellow citizen. Blord in this matter. You now insult him at will. And that's the point. Brings me back to the point of Deji Adeyanju. He's one of these individuals embodying this idiot. That's just it. How will a rat like very dubious man be insulting Sowore, someone who has stood for? It's clear. And I'll give you a very practical example. You saw what's happening with Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti is friends with very dubious man as Deji is to him. And they're all friends with Sowore. Do you get that? But he was clear that you cannot insult an elder statesman who had not stolen a dime from public office. He has never held one before. Whose source of income are credible, legit, who have stood for the Nigerian people even before very dubious man was born. Seun was clear about that. But have you heard anywhere where Deji said otherwise? The only thing he said that he wouldn't tolerate banters of Sowore and VDM on his wall. Has he called this guy openly and said, come on, this is an elder statesman, a respected leader of the oppressed. This is unacceptable. Just the same way Seun Kuti has. So how will you not tell me that there are no concrete evidence to justify the fact that this idiot is being emboldened by Deji Adeyanju? That's it. And given the case here today, he said simply because of Omoyele Sowore, it is clear that Mr. Omoyele Sowore has no personal vendetta with Verydarkman. In fact, he doesn't even know him to begin with. No close communication, no familiarity. But what brought Omoyele Sowore to defending very dubious man was simply because he felt, or rather it was clear, that he was being intimidated, harassed, and illegally detained, weaponizing the instrumentality of law against his fundamental rights. And the same thing he has stood up against when VDM did the same to Blord. It's just clear. No animosity, just clear, conscience, and surgical judicial process. That is exactly what Omoyele Sowore has always advocated for, and nothing more. Yeah. So this is a lawyer to
F. Inte. I'm one of the lawyers in the case of Blord. Today matter is ordinarily slated for hearing, but unfortunately the judge handling the matter informed the Honorable Court, especially the counsel of the both sides, that the Honorable Chief Judge has directed that he is going to reassign the matter to another judge. So in the circumstances, the case was adjourned. That's what really happened today. He said that the Chief Judge has directed her that the case is going to be reassigned to another judge. For what I think, maybe there is interest in the matter or not. For now, I cannot say. Since it is the Chief Judge of the Federal Court that has the power to reassign the matter to another judge. So we are still going to reconvene at any date scheduled by the court. So that is what transpired in today's court. We are not here to abuse anyone. As a professional, we are not here to abuse anyone, but to see that justice is done. Yes, Verydarkman and Blord, they are young Nigerians who ordinarily they should channel their energy to issues affecting the Nigerians. I mean the bad governing in Nigeria, and not giving their energy on things that is not necessary. For me, I see it as two of them are very young. They are young boys coming up. So there are many things that we as Nigerians we are thinking of. We are thinking of the bad government we have, the Tinubu government, and how Nigerians are being subjected to suffering. So we are not here to be going to cases going up and down for matters that ordinarily doesn't have any sense. But however, we see that the two parties are going to reconcile. We are going to ensure that we call the two parties, especially Blord and Verydarkman, to order. So two of them, they can know how to settle their matter in peace. So that is what really happened today. So in summary, the matter is slated for hearing today. However, the case did not proceed on the ground that the Honorable Chief Judge has directed that he is going to reassign the matter to another judge. So in the circumstances, the case was adjourned. Thank you. My name is Barrister Frederick F. Inte.